Please be seated. President, the court is now in session with the proceedings in case 002/02. The Chamber would like to inform the parties and the public that for the continuation of hearing the testimony of witness through TCW 936, for today and probably the following days, the Judge Yutra is absent due to his health issue, and after seeking consultation with the judges of the trial chamber, Judge Tomane is appointed to replace Judge Yutra during his absence until such time he is able to perform his duty during the trial proceedings at the trial chamber. That decision is based on Internal Rule 79.4. Ms. Sakalbuti, please report to the chamber the attendance of the parties through today's proceedings. Grazie. Mr. President, for today's proceeding, all parties to the proceeding are present, and the witness through TCW 936, as well as through 96, are awaiting your call in the waiting room. Thank you. Mr. President, thank you. On 8 January 2015, the Chamber commenced hearing evidence in case 002/02. The first phase of case 002/02 pertains to the Trump cooperatives, including the treatment of Buddhists and the related Krang Tajan Security Center. On 8 January, the Chamber started hearing the testimony of witness through TCW 936 before the proceedings were adjourned due to the ill health and hospitalization of the accused Kieu Sampon. Kieu Sampon was released from hospital on 15 January 2015. Both Kieu Sampon's and Nuon Chi's fitness to stand trial are under assessment by the trial chamber. For that purpose, expert medical assessments took place earlier this week. The medical reports are due in English today and will be provided to the parties as soon as possible. Translations will be provided to counsel for the accused tomorrow in Khmer and French respectively. A hearing on fitness of the accused is scheduled for 23rd January 2015. The parties are instructed to inform the Chamber by 22nd January at 3 p.m. whether they will require this hearing. Today, the trial chamber will continue the adversarial hearing in case 002/02 and hear the remainder of witness Ms. Soka's testimony. If there is time, the Chamber will then start to hear Civil Party 2 TCCP 296. Before hearing the witness, the trial chamber will briefly address a number of issues. 1. Standby counsel. First, the trial chamber reminds the parties of its decision to reject the request for reconsideration of the appointment of standby counsel for Khieu Samphan, as no new circumstances or arguments were raised which have not already been considered by the Chamber. The Chamber also reminds the parties that it has rejected requests for a change in sitting arrangements among counsel. The Chamber takes this opportunity to clarify, particularly through Khieu Samphan, the role of standby counsel. Further details of this are available in the trial chamber decision E321/2 of 5th December 2014. In brief, the Chamber has qualified the obstructive behavior of current defense counsel for Khieu Samphan as misconduct. As a result of this finding, the trial chamber took 3 distinct actions. First, as a sanction under Internal Rule 38(1), it recommended non-payment of certain counsel fees. Secondly, pursuant to Internal Rule 38(2), it referred counsel's misconduct to the appropriate professional bodies. Thirdly, independent of these other 2 steps, it ordered the appointment of standby counsel to prepare and maintain the capacity to take over the defense of Khieu Samphan at any time, should the Chamber determine it necessary to replace current counsel. This measure is aimed to ensure a proper administration of justice by avoiding interruption in the conduct of the trial due to further defense counsel misconduct, if any. Standby counsel's role flows directly from the reason they were appointed in the first place. Most importantly, they are to immediately familiarize themselves with the case file and pleadings of the parties in case 002. Standby counsel must also attend to all proceedings in case 002/02 in order to familiarize themselves with developments in the case. Sufficient knowledge of both the case file and the proceedings are obvious preconditions for a seamless replacement should that ever be necessary. Therefore, standby counsel is not replacing current defense counsel at this time. They will not actively participate in proceedings. Further replacement, if any, is contingent on a further decision by this Chamber. 2. Civil party lead co-lawyers request to admit a map related to the Trump cooperatives. The trial chamber will next address the request by the civil party lead co-lawyers to admit into evidence as a new document a map they intend to use During the hearing of 2 TCCP 296, the accused upon defense objected to this request on 5th January. The Chamber does not consider further submissions necessary. The trial chamber finds that the proposed document is not conducive to ascertaining the truth. The request does not satisfy the Internal Rule 87.4 criteria and is therefore rejected. 3. Civil party lead co-lawyers' questioning of experts during fitness hearing. Finally, concerning the potential hearing on the fitness of the accused on 23rd January 2015, the trial chamber is seized of the civil party lead co-lawyers' submission that they should be able to question the assigned experts. The trial chamber confirms that, consistently with past practice, the civil party lead co-lawyers will be permitted to question the assigned experts in accordance with Internal Rule 91.2, so long as their questions are relevant to medical assessment of the fitness of the accused to stand trial. We will now continue to hear the testimony of the witness, Ms. Sokha. The court officer, could you usher the civil party, the witness, into the courtroom? President, the chamber would like to give the floor to the co-prosecutors to proceed with their questioning. You may proceed. President, court officer, could you check the microphone? I see the red light on the tip, but the sound doesn't come through. Court officer, could you check with the AV unit to check the equipment?
Dây lo coupe.
Councillor Coupe, you may proceed.
Good morning, Mr. President. My client would like to go down to the holding cell because he's feeling dizzy. He asked permission to go down to the holding cell.
President, the Chamber has heard the request by Nguyen Chi through his counsel to go down to the holding cell to follow the proceedings through a remote means. As Nguyen Chi waives his rights to present in this courtroom, the Chamber agrees to Nguyen Chi's request to follow the proceedings through a remote means from the holding cell downstairs for today's proceeding. And the counsel for Nguyen Chi is required to deliver to the Chamber as soon as possible the waiver of his presence in this courtroom for today's proceeding with his thumbprint. And AV unit instructed to link the proceeding to the holding cell downstairs so that the accused could follow today's proceedings. And the security personnel were requested to take Nguyen Chi to the holding cell downstairs. President, the Chamber has been informed by the AV unit through the court officer that it will take about half an hour for the AV unit to fix the current glitch. For that reason, we will adjourn now until such time the system is back online, maybe in half an hour. So the Chamber will resume at 10 a.m.
សូមអញ្ជើញក្រោកឈរ